creating the sonic frequencies that correspond to the software program in other people's minds about how to interpret those streams of sequences of sound waves that conform to ideas that I possess that are definitive for me and my identity and my thoughts and conclusions. When that occurs, it brings about the reification, the galvanization, and commitment to the ideals that this nation was founded upon, the ideals that required centuries, millennia of suffering and tyranny and brutality and exploitation, but also genius progress that was derived from our reflections and observations and collection of evidential consequences for these experiments that we have every moment of every day, with every breath. How are we using those breaths? How are we allocating that caloric energy, that way in which our bodies have trapped sunlight that we got from food and are releasing it? Every time you drive your car, that's trapped solar energy. The kerogen of the coastal vertebrates, the algae and all of those, the plankton whose corpses sank if they weren't consumed, and they aggregated together. And then when there was the subduction of the plate tectonics, it just went down to the right depth. It's not everywhere. You go a little bit too deep, it burns up. It melts. You go a little bit higher, you go too far, and it changes its chemical makeup because the pressure is changing. The temperature is changing. It takes a long time to cook that down. Sometimes it just comes right up. What a phenomena. No one knew. But now that we have geology, now that we have had thousands and thousands and thousands of people, professors, explorers, study these same ideas, study the same experiences, the anecdotes that can inform and make our pursuit of greater knowledge that much more efficient. Efficient pursuit of scientific knowledge is the efficient usage of the human mind, such that it becomes as productive as possible. Creative thought is another way of saying productive thought, because you're producing something that is of value, either because of its newness, because of the quantity and the capacity that you have to experience flow, this sense of the self absolving. You're liberating the self within your mind. You're enabling that self and that distinction between them to merge, which feels amazing. Just like when your body and your mind are merging whenever you're giving a lecture or a disposition. That's the power of the podium thrones. These are for synthesizing that experience. Everyone needs it. Everyone who exists in the modern world needs to experience what it is like to use these postures that awaken the body to a greater sense